Now, Christmas is a wonderful time for the family, but if you're newly separated or divorced, then you could be facing a very different celebration this year, especially if children are in the mix.
Here now with advice on how to navigate the festive season is our parenting expert, Dr. Mary O'King. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, guys.
How are you?
So this is the week you need to really agree on the plans, I presume.
Oh.
You have to have them all set. No surprises.
Fast. And you should, assumingly, be in a bubble anyway. But the children need to know, they really need to know at this point what's going to happen. Uncertainty is so hard. So if the decision is made and it's agreed, they know what to expect. And made fairly, Karen.
Yeah.
And it's hard. You know, it's so easy to say, oh, well, you should be really fair to each other. But couples really struggle to actually say, no, we're going to put the children first, completely. Or sometimes one of a couple can struggle. You both love your kids.
Yeah.
Both want to be with them.
I mean, that's it, because 2020 has been such a difficult year, and I'm sure there have been a lot of separations and families are split up for the first time this Christmas, and it's not going to be normal. I mean, what is the advice? How is it just about setting a plan out early so people know where they stand, or what's the best way around it?
Yeah, so decide on what you want to do early. Try and put the children's needs first. Let them be involved in that decision.
Okay.
Very often, little ones, that we know Santa will find them wherever they are, but they don't always know that. And sometimes they think, if I don't wake up in my own house, you know, Santa might not be able to find me. And that's a real worry, no matter how we think, no, we're sure he'll be grand.
Oh, yeah.
So that can make a big difference to them. So very often the decision can be based on that, on where they will be that morning. But after that, it's about compromise. It's about saying, you know what, we loved each other enough. At one point, we have these beautiful children. So let's now put our own differences aside and say, we will both put them first.
And I presume as well, children love, if you can and it's amicable, to spend a portion of the day, if you can, together, so they have their parents together at the same time.
Absolutely, Karen. So if you are at the point where you can actually get on well together and have that, positive experience, definitely do it. It's really meaningful for the children. If, however, you would struggle to do that, you're best avoiding it.
Okay.
It will do those children no good if they see you arguing over this process. If they know that this is a real issue, you will ruin Christmas for them. So it's really about stepping back and saying, no, what works for them is what we're actually going to do.
Can presents become a contentious issue?
Oh, yes. Oh, they can. And we sometimes think we can buy their affection, and you won't. You might buy it in that moment.
You could with a PlayStation 5, I tell you. You could buy a lot of affection with one of those.
Oh, well, OK, we'll give that one. But you might do on that day, in that moment. But you won't. If the time you spend with them, the connection that you have with their children is genuinely more important even than a PlayStation 5. Every child at home is going, no, but it is. So try not to buy their affection. And sometimes, again, it can be a weapon. You're nearly using it against the other party. I'm going to get them this, I'm going to show him, or I'm going to show her. So try and step back from that, because who's going to really struggle if you do that? It's not you, it's not your partner, it is the child. And
is there also temptation for separated parents to use their kids as messengers and say, well, you tell your dad that the next time you come over, you're not to, that kind of scenario?
Absolutely. And I mean, again, we want to really avoid that. They shouldn't be messengers. You should be able to, even if you have to communicate by text, you should be able to communicate with each other without using the child, because it's usually a negative message that's going across. So don't do that. And no giving out about your partner. Do that behind your children's back if you need to, and no letting your family do it, because very often somebody else in the family will be ready to have the little word in. Make an agreement. No, it's not fair.
I mean, it's easy to say it, but it must be so difficult, because I'm sure going into a Christmas like this, it is going to be hard, and maybe only getting to spend a little bit of time with the children. You want to try to make the most of it. Is that what it's about? Try to just make it as special as you can?
That really is. And
be amicable with the other half.
It's not easy. We sit here as if, this is an easy thing to do. It's absolutely not. Separation is just so emotional. And you need two parties to actually agree to put the children first. If both of you can do it. If one or other party can't, I mean, that's making a very difficult situation. As you say, Christmas is going to be different for everybody this year. There are an awful lot of families, separated or not, with huge concerns. It's not necessarily going to be what they would have hoped, particularly at the moment. People maybe would have had aunts and uncles and people flying in from London, and, cousins coming home. So we should acknowledge it's probably a little bit anxious for a lot of children and a lot of families, but it's about making the most of it. And
you were here the last time. You talked about the most important thing is actually making the memories. Try and, have the run-up. It's not about the presents. It's not about, we might be missing aunties and uncles, but it's making memories and it's not presents.
No,
things that
really
will stick in kids' minds for years after.
It is the relationships, it's the connection.
The traditions
that is what is really important.
Yeah,
and the silly little things. They are what's important. And if they're worrying, because sometimes at the moment our children are thinking, and will the school be opening again in January? And will this been happening? Try to pull them back into the moment. So let's focus on today. If cousins can't come home from London, or if they're not able to connect with other people in their family, small numbers, let them be sad, let them feel for it. You actually say, I feel really sad about this too. Let's sit and make them a card. So allow them to feel sad for what they're missing, but then focus on what they have, focus on the good things.
And does that feed into if they have any anxiety around COVID and a third lockdown and the third wave, and just how do we manage that effectively? Because here we go again.
Karen, the most important thing is us. They feed off our anxiety. So again, if they're talking about facing into this, you can say to them, yes, I can see you look a bit worried, and I am feeling really sad about this too, but always come in with your but. And so acknowledge that feeling and that emotion, but then talk about, what, remember last summer and look how well we did. We coped. The most important thing is that we're together.
Yeah.
And children, they literally will feed off you. What they want is you. So if you say, what, this could be tough, but we are in this together. Yeah. We got through this before, we'll get through it again. Hold hands, we have each other. That's what's important.
And that's so important. And as well, look after your own well-being. Because kids look to their parents, they respect, they idolise their parents, but if they see them down, so you have to put on that positive front.
You do. And it sounds, I don't mean we're happy families, we'll pretend nothing's happening. Acknowledge the bad bits. But yes, they need to see you being resilient. They need to see you showing we can do this. Whatever comes our way, we're a strong little family, we love each other, and we will get through this. But we do need to look after ourselves, you're right. Parents have been through so much this year. We were talking about the homeschooling and the working, juggling your job and the childcare and everything. We've been through a lot. We all need just a bit of relaxation over Christmas too.
Yeah, what about fighting in front of the kids over Christmas though? And how much of an impact does that have on kids if they are seeing you, snipe at each other?
Funny, Karen, we talk about separation or divorce. Separation and divorce do not harm children. Fighting over separation and divorce absolutely harm them. So it's the fighting. If you can do this as amicably as you can, that's what makes the difference. But it's the shouting and the fighting, yes, that really does have a negative effect on the child.
And for a parent who's not going to get to see their children, what is it? FaceTime and just try and be as positive. Try and not let it show, because it must really kill parents to not see their kids.
I would hope that a parent will see their children, even if they might not see them Christmas morning. I would hope that every family could negotiate that they see each other at a certain time. But on the day you're away from them or whatever, yes, it's about connecting in whatever way you can. Technology is our friend when it comes to that sort of separation.
But overall, you want to say to the parents watching today, well done, because it has been a hell of a year.
Yeah.
And we've just done as well as we could, really.
Yeah, we have been through so much. And 2021 has got to be better. Absolutely has to be. Vaccination, we're on. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
The cavalry are coming.
Yeah.
As long as the schools don't close in January.
Don't bring it. If he mentions the schools, I'll divorce you. If you're here by yourself in 2021.
But yes, exactly. Listen, been through so much.
Yeah.
Give yourself a clap on the back.
Our children have as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. Lovely to see you. We'll see you in 2021.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Look forward to it. Thank you. Happy Christmas.